Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor here. We are back with the Room Mill. I'm in a different environment again. Shock. Absolute shock. But, guys, I'm getting the Room Mill to you every single day, if I can, of the week. So, listen, we've got some rumours to discuss today. If you haven't checked out yesterday's video, make sure you go check it out. If you haven't checked the Blue, White and Yellow podcast, the link should be in the description below. If you want to grab yourself some Rafinha merch, there's links in the section below. There's everything down there. So, make sure you go cop out and check out that good stuff. Listen, what we're going to touch on first today, Matthias Cunha. He's been impressing at the Olympics, but it seems like his valuation has gone down by £8 million. Now, is that because Hertha Berlin are looking for a quick sale? They want the money in now. They were playing hardball at the start, but now there's a little bit of a change. There's a little bit of a change in how they're approaching things. Are they being as defensive as they were at the start? Are they as reluctant as they were at the start? Now, listen, I just don't think this would ever be something to go on now. Tuta Mercato have consistently been saying that Leeds United are interested in Matthias Cunha. From what I understand, he's on a long list, but Leeds have never really gone there and approached him and his representatives at all, to be quite honest with you. And it looks like his valuation would be 21.3 million. He had a brilliant season last season. It looks like he's going to be a high-profile player. For me, I've said this numerous times, it's going to follow the Rodrigo de Paul saga. This is going to continue on and continue on and continue on until Matthias Cunha turns out for what no doubt will be a top club. But yeah, I just never saw this as a viable one, to be honest. And I think it's the fee. You know, at the start it was astronomical. It was 30, it was 35, it was 40. Now it's 21.3, but I just can't see Leeds doing it. I think our targets will be set elsewhere. And from what we know at this moment in time, there are different clubs going in for him. Zenit St. Petersburg are apparently mad for the player, and they're happy to pay €4 million a year in salary. So apparently as well, Cunha's representatives have spoken to 2 English clubs this week and not one of them have been Leeds United. So what do you think, guys? Are you bothered about Matthias Cunha? Do you want Matthias Cunha? Get it in the section below, because it seems like a lot of people do want Leeds to go out and get him. I probably would. You know, he's perfect. He's that creative 10. He's everything. He's so brilliant and ingenuitive as that central midfielder, but he can play multiple positions as well. He's versatile, but I just don't see Leeds getting it done. Talking about central attacking midfielders, Matheus Pereira, I just love him at Leeds. 25 years of age. He's absolutely perfect in terms of creativity, but in terms of his other attributes, is he perfect for this Leeds United setup? I would argue no. You know, you look at rumours of Leeds going in for hard-working players who are going to give absolutely everything for the shirt and are going to die for Leeds United. Where would he fit in? Where would this guy get in? I just don't see it. Even if he was to be signed by Leeds United, I still see the likes of Click. I still see the likes of Robertson, Rodrigo starting ahead of him for a continuous spell. I really do. And yeah, I mean, it would be great to see him alongside Rafinha. Of course it would. But Rodrigo in that central midfield role, I think he's going to make that his own this year. And if we're in the 4-1-4-1 system, Pereira just won't get in. Apparently he had options from Saudi Arabia to go sign over there, and that didn't come to fruition, so he's very frustrated at that. But I mean, obviously Valerian Ismail came out and criticised him, and now you've got about being committed and all this sort of stuff. If there is any truth in that, which I'm not saying there is, he just wouldn't suit at Leeds United, would he? So you've got to look at the specifics of it, to be honest. Listen, Lewis O'Brien, we continuously talk about it. Leeds United boss Marcelo Bielsa wants Lewis O'Brien at Ellen Road, and the Huddersfield Town man is the Whites' top midfield target. According to the Sun's Alan Nixon, the Yorkshire Giants were keen to sign Conor Gallagher on loan from Chelsea to boost their midfield options, but lost out as the player chose Crystal Palace. Lewis O'Brien, we were just talking about commitment. We were just talking about pure work ethic. That is exactly what Lewis O'Brien is. Would he start for Leeds United? No chance. Would he feature for Leeds United? Yes. Would he be completely committed into the plan, into the project? Of course he would. And apparently, according to multiple sources, he wants the move. He wants an agreement to be put in place between Leeds United and Huddersfield Town. Everything that Lewis O'Brien is in a footballer, from what I've seen of him on the pitch, is exactly what Leeds United want in a midfielder. I've said before, but I don't want a 6. I don't want an 8. I want a more attacky 8. That's what I want. I want a 10. I want someone further up the pitch who's going to work back as well. I just don't think Leeds are going to go for that. I think an O'Brien is going to be something that we're going to do. I think it's going to be a little bit in reserve as well, to when maybe Matthias is injured, or maybe, you know, Rodrigo is injured, or Dallas is needed at left back, that's where I think Lewis O'Brien is going to feature. And I know a lot of Leeds fans aren't happy with that, because we want a fully fledged star to be playing for Leeds United. Who's in that 10 role? We've lost Samuel Saiz, I've said it before. We've lost Samuel Saiz, who's that creative spark. We've lost Pablo Hernandez, who is that genius. We haven't replaced either of them really, and I don't know if it looks like we're going to be able to, or we are going to go and replace the likes of Pablo Hernandez in this window. Yes, he didn't play last season. We all know that he didn't play. Leeds did brilliantly well, but you would like to fashion a replacement in the sort of Pablo Hernandez mould, wouldn't you? And also, Huddersfield want 10 million. For me, there's no chance we pay 10 million for that. I understand he's, you know, he's a young lad. I believe he's an English lad. I think he's an English lad. And I understand the market is going to be really increased, of course. I get that. But for goodness sake, 10 million for a player who's in the bottom half of the Championship, who last year was fighting relegation really for Huddersfield Town. I think they finished 18th, 17th. 10 million is never going to happen. So if Leeds are able to haggle them down to sort of 6, 7 million, it's still a decent amount of money, isn't it, for Huddersfield Town? But this one seems to be growing. This one really does seem to be growing, and we've got a few quotes here. Speaking exclusively to Football Insider, the ex-Whites in England defender Danny Mills has also said that the competition for places is fierce, and we know that, Danny. You don't have to sort of reiterate that. But what we do know is it's going to be difficult for the youngster to be able to get in at Leeds. You know, and is that the right move for Leeds United? Is that the right move for Lewis O'Brien? I think it would be for him, but I'm not 100% sure if it would be for Leeds United. But if Bielsa wants it, Bielsa wants it. And according to multiple sources, he is the man Bielsa wants. Leeds United have got Ajax today, haven't we? It was announced yesterday that apparently our under-23s are also playing against their under-23 setup, which is great to see. We're going to be able to properly see exactly what Leeds United are about and the players that are going to be available. And I'm looking forward to it. I might catch a little bit of it because I'm at a wedding. I might catch just the end of it. But it's going to be good to see this one. A lot of fans are having meltdowns on social media about Real Betis and all this sort of stuff and us losing to them. Betis finished 6th. They're a very, very good side. Nabil Fekir is one of the best players, or he was one of the best players in world football, to be quite honest with you. He's nearly through the door at Liverpool, and he was their answer, their number 8. He was going to be absolutely unbelievable for Liverpool. But I think overall it was a good performance against Betis. I think people forget that Leeds were a Championship side. People still seem to think we're, you know, competing in Europe and all this sort of stuff, and the standards are so high at this moment in time. I think they need to be tapered a little bit, to be quite honest with you. Leeds lost out to Betis, and I don't want the same reaction if we lose to the Dutch champions today, you know, and I'm not saying we will do, but we've got to taper expectations a little bit. We're playing the Europa League winners, and then we've played the Dutch champions, and we faced a team that finished 6th in the Spanish league system. So, you know, taper your expectations a little bit, guys. Just enjoy it. Don't get too into it, and you know, Leeds might get a result. Never forget, Leeds lost 3-0 to Stoke City in pre-season last season, you know, before it all started. So there are positives there. There are always going to be benefits there, so don't worry about that, guys. Get your comments in the section below. Tell me what you think of the rumours today. Let me know your score predictions for the Ajax game, and I'll be back either Thursday or Friday, but we've got a special coming up for you this weekend, which I think you're going to enjoy. But guys, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. As always, I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.